Guys, welcome to my channel. Now I'm reviewing the much talked about palette from Urban Decay. This is a Naked Heat. This is the box that it comes in, and it depicts the shadows that you get inside the palette. And yeah, it says a small description on the back of the palette. Let me just quickly read it to you. It says it has amber hued neutrals, including warm browns, burnt oranges, and rich siennas. And it also has lots of red brown mattes, and the shimmers range from copper to deep shifty bronze. Yes, that is true. They do have like a stunning bronze, which is a duochrome, which like pops on even dark skins. So yeah, and you can do from a very sultry daytime look to an intensely smoky nighttime look, and everything in between. That's the quick description, and it says that it does come with a double-ended blending and detailed crease brush. It has like a picture here, and yeah, and this palette is made in the US, as all of the palettes. Let me just double check. Yeah, this is bulk made in USA and then assembled in the Dominican Republic. And I think this probably this brush is made in China. Yeah, it says brush made in China, and the eyeshadows are bulk made in the USA. And you get 12 eyeshadows in total. Let me just quickly show it to you. And all of these are actually full-size eyeshadows. Each carries 0.05 ounce of products. Urban Decay's singles, you know, the ones in the circular pan singles, they carry 0.05 ounce of products as well. So usually when it comes to palettes, the amount of product that you get would be less, but you would get a variety but less amount of product in each pan. But Urban Decay has actually given us full-size products and 12 full-size products as well, so that's pretty good. And this retails for $54. I think this would be probably available everywhere Urban Decay is sold, the department stores, urbandecay.com, and Sephora. I got mine at Sephora. So let's look at the packaging. It's actually very pretty, very eye-catching, I would say, very bright and vibrant. It says Naked. It's kind of embossed actually, and Urban Decay, and says Heat. Now I think when it comes to eyeshadows, especially now, the burnt orange, red, sienna kind of shades are trending so much. So that's why it's good timing, perfect timing, that Urban Decay decided to come out with exclusive palette focusing on these shades. I think that's a good marketing strategy, and it does come with a mirror in it, but I don't want to blind you guys. Now let's get into the swatches, but I want to say I don't want to swatch these in order as they are arranged. I want to swatch the mattes together and then the metallics, just especially the mattes, just to prove a point. So I don't think that would actually hurt anybody if I don't swatch these in order. So yeah, let's get started. Now let's start with the mattes. Now this is a matte, and this is, let me just tell you how many mattes and how many metallics you get. I haven't counted. Let me just count it quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You get 7 mattes. That's 7 out of 12 are mattes, and the rest are metallics. And the metallics, there are no soft shimmers, there are no medium shimmers. All of these metallics are beautifully foiled, rich metallics, guys. They are so reflective and stunning. So let's start with the mattes. And there's actually one satin kind of a shade, so let me just include it with the mattes when I'm swatching it. So the first one here, the lightest shade, is actually kind of a very subtle metallic soft shimmer, and that is called Ounce. And then this is Chaser. Let me just swatch those two together. So this is Ounce, which has very, very, very minute shimmers in it, very richly pigmented. And this is a very warm beige shade, which actually does not look ashy on my skin tone. It's actually it comes very much in handy when you want to blur out the harsh lines. In fact, these shadows are so good that they don't even leave behind harsh lines. But just in case, if you want to blend it out, this would be a very, very useful shade, and it doesn't leave a white cast on dark skin. So this is Sauced and Low Blow. Both have like very peachy, I think Sauced has a very peachy tone, and this shade Low Blow has a very brown tone. Hang on, I got confused which is Sauced. Now soft and low blow actually are very, very good. They actually do not look ashy at all. They look very pale in the, not very pale, like kind of mid-tone, but on my skin they do not leave a white cast. They actually are very perfect shades for a transition shade. So yeah, these two are sourced, and so this guy is peachy and this is more brown, and they don't necessarily look drastically different, but they are good, well formulated, beautiful eyeshadows. And then let's move on to this shade. I am leaving this shade out. What's it called? Lumber. I'm leaving Lumber out. It's a metallic. Let me just move to this shade, which is He Devil. He Devil is a very, very beautiful, rich kind of a rust shade. It has red tones to it, definitely. It has red tones to it, more than orange. It's more red. So that's He Devil, which is beautifully pigmented as well. These eyeshadows, all the mattes, perform well as all over lid shades, and it can also be used in the crease. Let me just get to it towards the end. Then you have Cayenne, which is like a more of a rust shade, and it has the difference between He Devil and Cayenne is that Cayenne has more orange, like burnt orange brown to it, and He Devil has more red tones to it. But as you can see there, I'm sorry, the swatch, these mattes don't pop on my skin tone, but they do look. I have these mattes in the crease, so they're not too dark enough on my skin tone to pop, but they are well formulated and the performance is very, very good. So yeah, that's He Devil, and that is Cayenne. Cayenne is more burnt orange, is brown, and He Devil is more red. Then the last two mattes is this Enfuego, which has more of a burgundy tone, and then this is Ashes. Enfuego, yes, Fuego. Enfuego is more of a burgundy kind of a shade, and then Ashes is more of a purple brown, very, very, very deep brown with a little bit of purple, I would say, and this is a very deep burgundy, reddish burgundy shade, Enfuego. So these are the mattes, and let me show the shimmers. Shimmers, 1, 2, 3, you have 4 shimmers, and all of them are beautifully foiled. You have 2 duochromes actually. This shade Lumber has a peach gold duochrome. Do you see how reflective it is? And not just with the finger swatch, guys. This goes as beautiful as you see in the finger swatch, equally on the brush as well. They are actually really, really good. Lumber, and then you have Dirty Talk. You have Dirty Talk here, which is a straight up copper shade. Do you see how beautiful? So smooth and so finely milled. There's no chunky glitter, and that is Dirty Talk. Now next is Scotched. Now Scotched, I don't know, they look so similar, but I feel Scotched has more peach to it, whereas this shade, what's it called, Dirty Talk, has more of you know, more copper. It's like a true copper, whereas this is Scotched. Yeah, Scotched is more of like a peach tone, very, very dirty peach, very deep dirty peach. That's what it looks like. And then finally Ember. Ember is that beautiful bronze I was talking about. Let me get rid of the swatch. Ember was a beautiful bronze, and the duochrome, the second duochrome in the palette, Ember, talking about it. So yeah, I know it doesn't look very much in the swatch, but on the eyes, the duochrome and the foiled effect combined together actually looks stunning on the eyes, and it actually pops beautifully. Even though it's like a darker shade and has strong bronze tones to it, it still pops and really look good. Now these are the 4 metallics, and these are the mattes. Now formulation wise, They are actually beautiful. There is no inconsistency in this palette. It's a very, very consistent palette. The mattes perform beautifully with a flat shader brush and a blending brush. You can pack it on the lid as an eyeshadow and it is beautifully pigmented. Now I do have hyperpigmentation on my eyelids, but all of these shades completely covered it up. No problem whatsoever. You need zero building up even with the mattes when you use it as an eyeshadow, as an all over the lid shade. Now in the crease as well, they perform very well. As I said, the light shades, this shade needs a tiny bit of building up, definitely this lightest shade, but that's probably because I have hyperpigmentation. If you don't have hyperpigmentation in your eyelid, probably you don't even need to do that. And the second most light shade, which is this shade, acts beautifully as like a blurring shade, where it like blurs out your harsh lines that you might get when you're doing crease work. So that's as well. All of the shades are actually really useful and all of them work beautifully on dark skin. Now as for the metallics, they are beautifully foiled, no chunky glitter whatsoever. You have two duochromes. This looks very peach in the pan, but where on my skin it looks very gold, and there's no crumbliness when you actually pack it on. There are so many eyeshadows which look beautiful in swatches, finger swatches, but when you try to pick it up in a flat shader brush and when you're actually pressing it on your eyelid, kind of crumbles and becomes very, very sheer. But that's not the case with these metallics. They are actually beautiful when you use it. You don't need to use your fingers at all. They are actually really, really good. And this shade, although it's so dark and it has duochromes, it has like a very black and very a deep bronze duochrome. You'd think that deep bronze is already dark shade to begin with, and black is even more darker. Will that shift really be obvious? It kind of looks like a duochrome actually on the eyes. It's beautiful. And these two shades kind of look different in the swatch. This is definitely orangish and more copper, like penny, and this has more like a very deep peach tones to it. But I feel on the eyelids they do kind of look similar, but regardless, the quality is spectacular. Beautiful palette, actually, very, very good. Let me quickly show you guys the brush. I haven't even taken this out. So this is the flat shader part of it, side of it, and this is like the blending side, and like it is like a synthetic brush, and this is made in China. Okay, now that's the formulation and the performance. Both the metallics and the mattes perform well. Now, if you really think about the downside, I do feel there is a downside to it, because the only very deeper mattes that would create like a depth in the eyelid, the reason it's kind of deep, you can see it's kind of deep in this two spots. I've used these two shades. These two shades definitely deepen your crease and makes it look beautiful. But I feel these three shades, these two shades, these mid-tone kind of a shades, they look very similar on the eyes, and they kind of give you a very similar look. And take a look at these metallics. Except for these two, except for the gold peach shift and the bronze black shift, these two shades actually look very similar. So my only concern is you probably might ending up creating very, very similar looks when you use this palette exclusively. That's my only concern. But if you are someone who loves these rusty shades, I mean, I know they call it heat, but I wouldn't go as far as calling this a heat, like hot, like fiery shades. I feel these are all very rust toned. My another perspective would be the first time I saw it, it looked like a peach palette for a dark skin. I don't know if many of you would agree with me, but I just feel that this is like a peach palette for dark skin. Of course, there are very rust kind of a tones, very burnt orange, burnt brown kind of a shades. But my first thought was this looks like a peach palette for dark skin. So yeah, if you share that opinion, I think you could go. And if you like peach tone shades, like ones that really pop. Now I have this shade in the inner corner, the copper shade, and the third shade from the top in the center of the lid, and as you can see, they don't really make a lot of difference. And I have this shade, the reddish shade in the crease, and then to deepen up I've used this purple kind of a very deep brown shade in here in this pot, just to create like a definition. And I did use this shade, let me show it to you, this shade, the second from the left, to just blur out the lines, even though I didn't have any harsh lines from the look that I did. I just wanted to use it and see if it really looks good. And this shade, the leftmost shade, I did use it as a brow bone highlighter. I mean, it doesn't like really like pop, but it does give you a beautiful highlight for your brow bone. It does. So yeah, that's my review, guys. All in all, this is like an A+ palette. My only maybe a downside, if you really want to find a con for this palette, it's just you may not like able to create like how do I put it, like diametrically different looks. Of course, this is like a neutral palette, but all of the shades are pretty like fall under the same color family. So yeah. These are very rust toned, as I said before, and my personal take is this looks like a peach palette for dark skin. I mean, a lot of you may not agree. I could be totally wrong as well, but that's just my perspective and my opinion. It looks very, very peach toned to me. Maybe you need to go this deep, like a burnt orange kind of a depth is needed to make peach look like peach on dark skin. I don't know. Anyways, that's my review. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and please give this video a thumbs up if you liked watching it, and please subscribe. Bye.